If you want to be hot, happy, and healthy in your 30s, there are some toxic mindsets you've got to break up with. And I'm not talking about a little mindset tweak here or a little tweak there. I'm talking about full on breakup energy, block their number, delete the contact, never look back again, move the fuck on. Because these mindsets are like bad exes. They drag you down, play on your mind all day, and stop you from living the life you actually deserve to live. So let's get straight into the mindsets that you need to break up with immediately if you want to be hotter, happier, and healthier in your 30s. The first one is something that I feel so many of us, especially women, really struggle with, and that is this idea that you can only be hot if your body looks a certain way. So if you are a certain size, if you wear certain clothes, if your skin looks a certain way, then you can only be classed as hot. But I'm here to tell you that that is not the case. Hot is a state of mind. It is a state of being. It has got nothing to do with what you look like physically. It is really about feeling attractive and sexy and comfortable in your own skin and having that energy of I am amazing, I look amazing, I feel amazing, no matter what you actually look like. And I think so many of us, myself included, like I'm with you here, get caught up in needing to look a certain way, especially when we're spending a lot of time on social media or we're watching a lot of TV and we see these hot bodies in bikinis all the time. For example, shows like Love Island. Like, if you love a bit of Love Island, you will notice how pretty much everybody on there looks exactly the same. And that's fine. Yes, those women look hot as fuck, but you get to look hot as well. You get to feel confident in your body as well. You don't have to look like them to be hot. So that is the first thing that we need to break up with. This whole idea around you have to look a certain way just to feel hot or confident or sexy or attractive or whatever word you want to replace hot with. Again, I'm going to tell you a little secret. One of the ways that I built more body confidence and that I started to feel confident in my body again, especially after a pretty bad breakup that I went through, was to spend some more time naked. And this might seem counterintuitive because when you're not comfortable in your own skin and when you don't feel confident in your body, being naked could be one of those things that feels really uncomfortable. And I know what it's like to be that person who keeps the lights off when they're getting changed or hurriedly puts on their clothes so they don't have to see their body in a mirror. But trust me when I tell you, the more time you spend naked, the more time you spend looking at your naked body in front of a mirror, the more comfortable you're going to get with seeing what your body actually looks like, and the more natural it's going to feel for you to be naked and for you to see your naked body. So instead of it then being like this rare occasion where you only see it every now and again and you suddenly notice a new vein that's appeared or a spot that wasn't there before or a little bit more cellulite as you're getting older, you won't have that like almost shock factor, if you like, because when you see the same thing daily, you don't notice these subtle little changes that happen to your body as you're getting older. Therefore, you don't suddenly wake up one day and think, oh my God, my body's completely different, because it won't be that different to the previous day or the day before that or the day before that. Now, last year I started renovating my room and having it redecorated, and for nearly a year, due to the renovations and then due to me not deciding what blind I actually wanted, I didn't have a blind up at my window, so I couldn't get undressed in my room. I have a full-length mirror in my room that I usually get undressed in front of all the time, or that I usually obviously see myself in all the time. Not seeing myself naked, full body naked, for nearly a year was a little bit of a shock to the system, because I was somebody who had trained themselves to feel really confident how my body looks at the moment. So going from not seeing my body naked every day had an impact on me, and I don't want to say a completely negative impact, but it did mean that I felt really disconnected from my body. So since I've had my blind up, you best believe I've got more comfortable being naked all over again. And yes, I've started to enjoy getting undressed in front of the mirror again so that I can see what my body looks like. And that really has helped me to reconnect with my body, to practice gratitude for my body, body and the way that it looks and the things that it does, the way that it can move, the way that it can take me for walks, or it can dance, or it can lift my niece and nephews up to have a cuddle, or whatever it is. I practice more gratitude for my body, and I've got used to seeing it naked again. And you best believe that I am not pressurizing my body to look a certain way before I tell myself, you look fucking hot today. So if you are somebody who is struggling with this whole, I need my body to look like this before I can feel hot, please try and be naked more often. Practice that gratitude for your body, and practice looking in your eyes in the mirror and saying to yourself, I look fucking hot today. Because over time, the more you practice it, however uncomfortable it feels in the beginning, I know it feels awkward as fuck, I get it, but the more you practice it over time, the more confident you're going to feel in your body, the more comfortable you're going to feel in your own skin, and the hotter you're going to feel without needing to change the way your body looks. The second mindset you're breaking up with immediately is, I'm behind or late to life. So this whole concept that you are late or you are behind or you have not lived the life that you should have done just because you haven't hit those certain milestones by the time in your 30s is such a bullshit concept that we need to get rid of. These are outdated beliefs, these are outdated timelines given to us by society, passed down through the generations, when women didn't really have many other choices other than to get married and have children. We have a lot of choice now, and I am not saying that if you want to settle down and have a family and have children, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. If that is your desire to become a housewife, to have children, to stay at home while your husband goes out to work, that is a completely valid dream lifestyle to have, and there is nothing wrong with it at all. But when you are putting pressure on yourself and saying that you are a failure or feeling like you are behind or you have somehow messed up your life because you haven't got those things yet, that is the thing that we need to address, because that is stopping you from being happy, from being present, from being able to thrive right now as you strive for that future that you desire. And this whole concept of being behind can really be exacerbated by comparing yourself, by looking at other people's lives, by listening to stories from friends or scrolling social media and just seeing like proposal after proposal or marriages or gender reveals or pregnancy announcements or whatever it is, seeing those things over and over again when that is all your newsfeed is full of course you are going to feel behind in your life. But when you step away from that, when you give yourself a break from social media, when you focus your attention on doing things that light you up, that bring you joy, that make you happy right now, you remove some of those feelings of, oh, I should be here by now. Because you're more present, you're able to focus on your present, you're able to focus on the things that really light you up and the things that you actually have right now, instead of the things that you don't have or you're lacking or you are working towards achieving. I like to remind myself that I am not behind, I am working on my own timeline. I am creating the standard for my own life. My life doesn't have to look like anybody else's. I get to choose what it looks like. And I also believe that the things that I desire, so the hot husband, the family, the regular traveling, the house, the whatever it is that's on my vision board, I choose to believe that those things are inevitable for me. So what is the rush? I don't need to rush, because I know in my soul, in my gut, in my intuition, whatever you want to call it, I know that those things get to happen for me. They get to be in my life. They get to come into my life at some stage. And because I trust that wholeheartedly, I don't feel that pressure of needing it to happen immediately or needing it to have happened by the time that I'm 34 or whatever it is. So try and focus on what you have now, what you're working towards, and shift into this energy of, I get to have it, it is going to be mine, therefore I don't need to stress about the when it's going to happen. And of course, work towards making it happen for yourself as well. There's no point just sitting there and going, these are all the things that I want, they're not happening for me, why won't they just fall into my lap? Like, we can take daily action to make those things happen for ourselves as well. And the third mindset that you need to break up with is this whole, I'll be happy when. So I'll be happy when I meet someone. I'll be happy when I get the ring. I'll be happy when I buy the house. I'll be happy when I've got the promotion. I'll be happy when I have the kids. I'll be happy when I've hit 30 countries. Whatever it is, this idea of I'll be happy when keeps you in this energy of waiting for things to happen, and it stops you from being present and enjoying your life right now. It prevents you from actually living your life and actually bringing joy into your life now. You can experience happiness and joy and excitement and fun and fulfillment every single day. These feelings aren't something that you have to experience all day, every day for you to be able to experience them. It could be a tiny little moment that lasts for 3 minutes where you feel joy or you feel gratitude or you feel peace. But when you convince yourself that you will only be happy when you've hit those milestones that you're striving towards, you miss out on so much of the present. Yes, there are all things that we all want. There are all things that we are always working towards. There are achievements that I have that I am working towards right now, but I am not going to let not having those things yet prevent me from being able to enjoy this chapter of my life too. What one thing, tiny little thing, could you do for yourself today that would make you feel happy? Is it watch a show on Netflix? Is it go for a walk in nature? Is it go for a drink with a friend? Is it go for a massage? Is it to have a little at-home spa session? Is it, I don't know, buy yourself a jumper or whatever it is? You don't even have to spend money, but what tiny little thing could you do today that will make you happy right now so that you can start to experience happiness on a daily basis and stop living in this energy of waiting for something else to make you happy? Okay, this mindset is something that I wish every single woman would break up with, and that is settling for less because I'm scared. Scared that the grass isn't greener if you jump to a new job. Scared that if you don't have kids with the person that you're dating right now, it's going to be too late for you biologically. Scared that if you were to dump this nice guy that you're not attracted to, you might not meet anyone as kind as him. Scared that if you end this friendship with someone who tears you down all the time or who doesn't listen to your problems, that you'll have less friends, therefore you'll feel more lonely. I fully understand that as we get older, there are certain things that we desire and that there is an expiration date, if you like, on some of these things. I understand that biologically women do have a clock. That means the older you get, the harder it is to get pregnant. I fully understand and appreciate that, and I know that if you want a child that badly, it can feel like the answer is to settle with someone that you're with now. But let me just ask you this question. Let's play devil's advocate if you like. If you were to settle with this person and have a child with them because you so desperately want a child, which there's nothing wrong with, what would happen if in a couple of years' time you don't want to be with that person because you're not really that sure about them now? And obviously the stress of having children and the stress in terms of like the mental and physical toll it takes on your body and your energy. In a couple of years' time, if you were to separate, how would you feel about co-parenting with that person? How would you feel about having to have that person in your life for the rest of your life because you've got a child together? Is it really worth it for you to be connected to someone you're not that into, someone that you perhaps don't even like, just for the sake of having a child? There are ways that you can have children without settling for someone. And yes, I would say for most of us, we have this vision of how we want to bring children into the world. We have this idea, or I certainly have this idea, of having the perfect husband who's the teammate, who helps me raise this beautiful little family of children. Maybe I'm still a little bit jury's out on whether I definitely want kids or not. But when I do think about having kids, I do have this ideal of it being a husband and it being this perfect little family life. That's the dream, right? Because that's the dream that we've always been sold. That's what we've been told is the right way to have kids, whatever. But Nowadays, we don't have to do that. There are other ways. We can use surrogates, we can adopt, we can have babies on our own without men if we don't find someone. So really think about, is settling in something that you're not happy, and I'm not just talking about having kids, like in a job that you're not happy with, in a relationship, in a friendship, in a hairstyle that you're not happy with, is settling better than facing your fears of it not working out, or it not going to plan, or never finding the perfect thing until you're older? I just think if you settle, and this is my personal thoughts, if you settle, there will come a point in your life where you look back on your life and you look back on the fact that you've settled and you regret it, because you will have spent X many months or years or decades in something that doesn't fully light you up. Again, that could be a job, that could be a career, it could be a relationship, it could be a friendship, it could be whatever. We only get one life, and I am determined to get to 80 years old and be able to look back on my life and go, I did it how I wanted to do it. I'm not going to regret a single moment of this. I never settled in something that made me miserable. I took risks, I was brave, I built my confidence by going after the things that scared me. I don't want to sit in my rocking chair at 80 years old and look back on my life and go, I wish I'd been braver. I wish I'd taken more chances. I wish I hadn't settled in something that made me so sad, that drained my energy. That is how I personally feel about my life. And if that has just resonated with you, drop me a comment and let me know what you are going to stop settling for now. Okay, the next mindset that you are breaking up with is, I don't deserve more. Who the fuck said? Who said that you don't deserve more from your life? Who said you don't deserve more love? Who said you don't deserve more money? Who said you don't deserve more travel? Who said you don't deserve more friends? Who said you don't deserve more success, more joy, more happiness, more laughter, more whatever the fuck it is? Who said you don't deserve it? When I ask you that question, think about the voice that's going on in your head right now. Whose voice is in your mind telling you that you don't deserve more? Because I guarantee it's not your voice. You were not born believing that you didn't deserve more. You weren't. That's just a fact. You were born this innocent baby with zero limiting beliefs, with zero negative thoughts, with zero fears or worries or pressures or expectations. You were born blank. You didn't have this idea around you not deserving more. So who has told you that you don't deserve more? And do you really want to believe that you don't deserve more? You have a choice now. You can choose to buy into that narrative that you should just accept what you have. It's greedy to want more. You don't deserve it. You haven't done enough. Whatever the story is that you're telling yourself. Or you could choose to see yourself differently. Here's what I've learned over the last decade, since I've been doing a lot of personal development and mindset work and confidence coaching and whatever. We can brainwash ourselves into believing negative things, right? We can brainwash ourselves into believing we are not pretty enough or fit enough or smart enough or funny enough or whatever enough. We can brainwash ourselves into believing those things because we say those things to ourselves over and over and over again. But if you can brainwash yourself into believing the negative things, the negative stories that have come up in your mind, you can brainwash yourself into believing better things about yourself. You can brainwash yourself into more empowering beliefs, into beliefs that actually support you, into beliefs that make you feel good about yourself, that help you achieve more success, that make you feel happy and fulfilled every day. So instead of brainwashing yourself into believing, I don't deserve more, brainwash yourself into believing, I deserve every single thing that's on my vision board. I deserve to achieve every single goal I set myself. I deserve the love. I deserve the money. I deserve the success. I deserve the joy. I deserve the happiness. I deserve the friends. Whatever it is, brainwash yourself into believing that you deserve it. And whether or not, this is really key, and I don't think enough people talk about this thing, it's not about brainwashing yourself enough to make all those things happen. At the end of the day, if you don't make all your goals happen, it's not the end of the world. Yes, you'll probably be disappointed, and also your goals change over time. So there may come a point where you don't actually want to achieve those things. You brainwash yourself into believing the good things because it makes you feel good. Because it means you spend every single day happier, feeling mentally healthier, feeling more positive, feeling more joyful, experiencing life through a positive lens. When you live from this optimistic viewpoint where you believe in possibilities and opportunities and you see things through that lens of the glass being half full, you will naturally take braver action. You will naturally do things that scare you. You will naturally do things that could lead you to the life that you actually desire. And you'll believe that that life is possible for you. Regardless of whether you actually achieve anything, brainwashing yourself into those good beliefs makes you feel good. And I don't know about you, but I like to spend my days feeling good rather than feeling hopeless or like I'm never going to achieve what I want or like this is how my life's going to look forever. I like to feel good on a daily basis. So you best believe I am going to brainwash myself with, some may call them delusional beliefs, because that is what I prefer. I want to feel happy every day. I want to feel good about myself every day. So please, instead of brainwashing yourselves with the limiting beliefs like I don't deserve more, brainwash yourself with positive beliefs moving forward. And yes, okay, this takes time. It is not a case of you just wake up one day, start telling yourself you deserve it, and then all of a sudden you feel like you deserve it. There is obviously so much more to it than that, because you've spent however long, say 30 something years, brainwashing yourself into believing you don't deserve something. So of course it's not going to change overnight, but this is a great starting point, okay? And then the final belief that you are going to be breaking up with immediately to become hotter, happier, and healthier in your 30s is the perfectionist mindset. So this idea of thinking that you need to have your shit together in order to become hotter, happier, and healthier. You need to have your shit together in order to achieve the things, in order to go for the promotion or go on the first date or go on the solo trip or whatever it is you want. You don't need to have things perfect to start taking action. You can take action today. You can learn as you go along. You can build your confidence as you go along, because confidence comes from taking action. You can slowly start building the life that you want without you needing to have your shit together. And honestly, this whole concept of having your shit together isn't real. Nobody has their shit together. And I have to tell you this, I have a friend who is super successful. She runs a really successful marketing agency. She rents a beautiful home for her and her son. She is absolutely killing it. And I'm talking like award-winning marketing agency. She's got countless awards. She's got a thriving business. She's a single mum. She is absolutely killing it. Her list of achievements is incredible. Yet, and I'm sure she won't mind me saying this, she still feels like she hasn't got her shit together on days where she hasn't loaded the dishwasher. The truth is, you don't know the full story. When you look at someone externally and you see them as someone who has got their shit together, you don't know what's going on for them internally. We don't see anybody's full story. We only see parts of people's story. So instead of feeling like you need to have things perfect before you can move forward, before you can change your job or switch your career or go on a first date or whatever it is you're telling yourself you need to be perfect for, you need to switch things up. The truth is, perfect doesn't exist. I genuinely believe there will never be a point in your life where you look at it and go, everything is perfect, because we are human beings living a human existence, which means we have ups, we have downs, we have in-betweens that feel really freaking boring. We have so much going on in our lives that every time something gets really, really good, something will inevitably come along that then makes us question that thing and then makes us go, oh no, but now this is something that I need to do. Or we get to a point where we're achieving all the things and ticking off all the goals and getting to the place that we really want to be. And then we have new goals that come in, and then we have new desires, and then we have new dreams. So we are forever climbing that mountain. Nothing is ever going to be perfect enough. Nothing is ever going to get to the point where you go, oh my God, everything is so perfect. Now I can do the thing that I actually want to do. Stop waiting for it to be perfect. Just do it. Because otherwise you are going to get to 80 years old and you're going to look back in your life and be like, oh my God, I wasted all that time trying to make something perfect before I actually did the thing. Do the thing. If it works, great. If it doesn't work, learn the lessons from it. That's okay. This whole concept of having your shit together is ruining your 30s, which is why you need to go and watch this video next. So tell me in the comments, which one of these mindsets are you breaking up with immediately so that you can become hotter, happier and healthier in your 30s? And make sure you download the Hot, Happy, Healthy Toolkit in the description below. I'll see you in the next one.